I have been a part of a church since I was a baby. My mom always made sure we were in church, even on her worst days. My mom struggled with anxiety and depression, and she had some pretty dark days growing up. When my parents went through the divorce, my mom had no other option but to put me in church and church activities because she was a single working mom in the 90s. I was a junior in college, so I had just gone home for Christmas break, but because I was a resident assistant, I had to go back early to get the students checked in January. And so my mom was feeling kind of sick, but it was nothing more than just like a head cold in the winter. So I didn't think anything of it. So I chose to go back to Florida. And as soon as I landed at the airport is when I found out that she had been rushed to the hospital. And she had a very severe case of pneumonia. And then she was intubated and her blood went septic, and then she contracted MRSA. And 3 days later, I was 20 years old and met with the palliative care nurse who asked me to consider my mom's end of life. And so I was legal next of kin and faced with the decision to consider the state that my mom's life would be if she continued to live. And I remember thinking, my mom is so strong. She raised me as a single mom. She loves Jesus with all her heart. Why in the world would I not let her go see him? So C.S. Lewis has a quote called, "There's nothing to do with suffering but to suffer it." My grief has been my defining, it's who I am. I've tried to run from that. I've tried to not be defined by my grief and my trauma. I think that God wants me to be, because I think that if I get to live to the best of my ability and serve my community, my grief is always on my heart. I learned that church is where you find Jesus, but it's also where you find some really broken people. Sunnybrook is the first church that I feel like people on the platform, people in the serving, people are honest and they're real and they're hurting and they're broken and they're not pretending to be not those things. I've experienced some really, really dark moments, and I've lived to smile through them. Joy is what God promised to us. Joy comes in the morning.